Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm sharing my cards for the 10 on the 10th card collab that is hosted by Kim, who is MetalScrappinChick here on YouTube. And this collaboration is just a way for us to work on our Christmas cards throughout the year so that we don't have to rush come holidays to get our cards done and sent out. We will have them done. And there are a list of participants that is down in the description box below. And for me, each month I usually pull out a stash of some older items that I want to use up out of my stash. And so this month I pulled out some paper and stickers from an old scrapbooking company that I used to sell for back in the early 2000s, and it was originally called Leaving Prints, and then it changed names to My Creative Life. So I had a couple sheets of paper that came from there. The one was like a green stripe, and this was like originally Leaving Prints paper. And then I also had some reversible paper. Like the difference between like once Leaving Prints changed names to My Creative Life, they also came out with like reversible paper instead of just single-sided. So this is reversible. It's got like this green, just kind of whimsical print on the front, and then the back side is just this solid red. So I had like a sheet and a half of that, and then a full sheet of this green stripe. And then I also had a sheet of stickers that was from Leaving Prints. It was just Christmas words. And then I had some random die cuts from Leaving Prints as well. So my goal was to finally use those up, because they've been in my stash for at least 15 years, if not longer, to use up some of this stuff, and hopefully I can create room for some new Christmas items at some point. So here are the cards I made. And I didn't use sketches really, except for one. I kind of based it off of a sketch, but I was just trying to use up the words or the items that I had. And so if I had more than one item that would work, then I did multiples of like the same card design, but it was just me kind of designing the card around my elements that I had available. So here is just that green stripe paper. And I designed this card around this sticker, which says Reason for the Season. And it is from the Christmas Words sheet. So then I took it's actually Echo Park stamp set. I used the little manger scene down here and stamped that on the back side of the red side of the reversible paper. And then this was a strip scrap. And then I just took some little punched circles from that red just to accent that circle at the top. Here is the same thing, just with this Oh Holy Night sticker from the sticker sheet. And then I used blue up here to kind of bring the blue in. And then this is white vinyl circles. And that's pretty much the same card, just kind of a different background. So here's one where I was trying to use up the last of the Christmas word stickers, so I just kind of grouped them all together and then put them on some of the red side of the reversible paper, and then double matted that on white to help it stand out on the green, and then just added a few little white circles there to accent that. So I had a few of them, but one of the die cut designs was this blue ornament, and I was working with red and green paper, so I was trying to find ways to tie the red, blue, and the green together. And so here I just used a red background with that die cut, and this is also some My Creative Life paper. It was blue squares with some snowflakes scattered here and there. So I just used the non-snowflake squares and kind of created a strip to go behind my ornament. And then down here, this is actually just a vellum sentiment that I also had with these. I don't remember if they came from Leaving Prints or not, but it was with them. So I decided to go ahead and use those up as well. Here's another one of the ornaments, and this time I just took some of these squares in here and trimmed them down and rounded the corners again. And this is a vinyl phrase that I created with some scraps from my silhouette, and then this was a punch originally from Leaving Prints and that I had left in my stash, and so I just pulled that in and then used a border punch over here. And I think it was at the last of the ornaments. So here were some other die cuts I had. There were 4 left, and so I decided this is based off of my favorite sketch to use with scraps, Operation Ride Home sketch number 154, and I just took the 4 die cuts and kind of grouped them together and then figured out what size white or what size square I was going to need behind them. And then down here, since there was some blue in here, I decided just to pull some blue in with the blue. It's the back side of this paper, and then added a little punch star from my stash. This one, it's Leaving Prints paper, or My Creative Life paper, but this was just a Santa from my stash, and so I pulled him in because I was kind of out of decorative elements at this point. And then just have a Merry Christmas stamp sentiment down here. This Mary Mary is from the Christmas Word sticker sheet. And this one, I had a bigger piece of the decorative side of the paper, but I had 2 strips left of the red, and so I just grouped those together and covered it up here in the center, covered up the seam with some white cardstock. And then this Joy came from I believe this is Dollar Tree sticker set. So I just pulled it out to add something, a decorative element to the front of that one. And then my last card here was just using scraps. These were all the strips. And so again, I just pulled in some more of those Dollar Tree stickers, the pine cones, and then added 2 snowflakes. And then I used my last vellum sentiment on the inside of that card. And I did also use scrap strips or scraps pieces on the inside of all of my cards. So these were the cards that I made for 10 on the 10th this month, and I believe I got 11 out of the paper and the elements that I was working with. Yes, I did. I got 11. So finally got that paper and those embellishments out of my stash, which have been there forever. It feels so good to finally work through some of these older items and move them out so I can start moving some new stuff in. So anyway, be sure to check out what the other participants have made. Check out their links in the description box below, and you are always welcome to play along. We've been doing this this is our 8th month. And just to know, I'm making cards for my dad's nursing home, for cards for soldiers, and then some personal cards. So I have a lot of cards that I need at Christmas time anyway, and then I've been making usually more than 10 each month. So it really is helping me build up my stash for all of those different needs. So anyway, thank you guys so much for your time today. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I do come to you with some new ideas on how to use up the paper and items in your stash so that you can also continue to buy new items and not feel so guilty. So anyway, thanks again for your time. I hope you're all having a crafty day.